You regulars.
Yeah, that's right.
And this is the group of the regulars.
Steve, I'll check you now. Okay?
Thank you. Hey,
Hey, how you doing?
you over this now?
I'm over it. How you doing?
Wait a second, they come.
I know they didn't come. That's why we had to get rid of them. I can get my own recycling
Did I have you no more about it?
now. No, I didn't get upset about it anymore.
You was?
I was upset. That was about 2 years ago. Can you believe that?
Yeah. How you doing?
No.
That's 2 years ago, she said.
That's right.
Okay.
We gotta let stuff go, right?
Yeah.
He never forgets it. He would always ask me about what day my trash would come.
Yeah, see.
Like, whenever I worked here, every day, what day is your trash man come? And I would tell her. And then we had to fire my recycling people because they weren't coming. And I told him that, and he has never forgotten it.
Wow.
Every time we, and I only see him 4 times in a few years.
Yeah.
And I still mad about that. It's true.
Okay, we're a couple minutes past 10. My name is Errol Elstein, Chair of the State Family Support Council. I call this meeting to order, and I'm gonna read the names of the council members, so you can let me know whether you're here or not. And when you introduce yourself from your district and so forth, I'd be interested to know what sport you like to watch live or on television. Mine is tennis. Partially because I liked to play tennis when I was in school, and our son Bobby was a tennis player, so we went to lots of tennis events as a result of that. He was when he was in school, but I still like to watch tennis. Okay, Rebecca Simmerly.
I'm here.
Remind us where you're from, Rebecca.
I'm District 1, Upper East Tennessee, and football is the sport I like to watch.
Lori Keeper. Crystal Murphy.
I'm here. I'm representing District 3. I am in Hamilton County. And I would say the only sport I really like watching are the Olympics. But most often, football is on in my house.
Whether you like it or not, right?
Right. Correct.
Okay. Amanda Farrell is here. She had to take a call. She's from District 4. I'm here. Chrissy Hood.
Good morning. I represent District 6, and gymnastics is the sport that I like to watch.
Diana Balcom.
Hello, I'm here. I represent District 8 and I like baseball and softball.
Oh, that's cool. Lynette Porter.
I am here and I represent the Tennessee Council on Developmental Disabilities, and I like absolutely no sports ball.
Um, Edward Mitchell.
This is Edward, the Executive Director of the Statewide Independent Living Council, based out of Jackson, Tennessee. And for me, I love like ESPN The Ocho. Give me any obscure sport, little known sport, cheese wheels or dodgeball, I will watch it.
Yeah, shot.
Katie Powers.
Yes, I'm here and I love soccer.
Carrie Carlson.
Hi, everyone. I'm Carrie Carlson, and I represent the Tennessee Disability Coalition. Christy, you kind of stole mine. So live sports, if my daughter's competing, gymnastics. Otherwise, my football season has been ruined, so I will go to golf. Thank you.
Yolanda Beeson.
President, representing West Region DDA. I guess my favorite sport would be football, in person and on television.
Okay. And we want to welcome Shannon Pargan. She's now representing the Department of Disability and Aging. Shannon, are you on?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are.
Hello.
Oh my gosh. Sorry. Shannon,
Yes.
we're so glad to have you.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. So my sport, I didn't know I liked hockey until I moved to Nashville. So go Preds. But yeah.
There you go. Very nice. Okay, Family Support Agency Coordinator, Cynthia Johnson. Pam Sykes. Michelle Harris. Letitia Maxwell.
Hi, this is Letitia Maxwell with Tennessee Family Support, and my favorite sport is football.
Okay. Troy Allen. Lori Golden. Lakeisha Jackson.
Okay.
Shay Hendricks.
That's all I need, thank you.
Hi, I'm Shay Herrick, and I work with Family Support at the ARC Williamson County, and I love soccer.
Okay. Melissa Brewer.
Good morning. I'm Melissa Brewer. I'm with Buffalo River Services, and I like football.
Bill Garner. Christy Jensen.
Hi there, good morning. I'm with Community Development Center, and I'm another football fan.
Okay. Anita Teague.
Hi there, I'm with Christy at the Community Development Center, and I am a diehard basketball and soccer fan.
Michelle Fox. Elaine Broyles.
Here, and I love auto racing because I was a racer myself.
Okay.
Just
Cool.
whenever she gets there, just make sure dogs don't jump all over.
Who was
I
that?
think that's a separate conversation.
Needs to mute.
Misty Boyles?
I thought she had sung, like, see me race or something. I was gonna tell us about it.
No,
I'm here. I'm here, and either football or baseball or basketball is always on here in my house. So I'll have them on TV or in person. Oh, and I'm with Pace Setters out of Cookville.
Marilyn Harris?
I am here. I'm with Pace Setters out of Cookville. The sport at our house is mostly dance because that's what my daughter does, and golf if I need a nap.
Kathy Presley? Clarissa Ham?
Sorry.
Lori Legg? Regina Wilson? She is usually here.
Yes, I'm here. I represent Emory Valley Center in East Tennessee in District 2. And I actually lettered in football in high school, so I continue to watch the sport.
Rachel Blizzard? Elizabeth McLean? Christy Tankersley?
I'm here, Christy with Orange Grove Center. I joined late, but I got it that we're doing favorite sports, and mine would be softball and baseball.
All right, thank you. All right, so our DDA staff, Jenna Martin.
Hi, Marilyn took my nap sport, which is golf. Otherwise, I really like the snacks that are involved with football season. I really don't care much about sports at all.
Okay. Seth Wilson.
Seth Wilson, attorney at DDA, always grateful to work with this program. College basketball, NFL, and then just the St. Louis Cardinals and Blues. Like I'll watch any of the other two, anybody who's on, but just my team's on the other.
Kimberly Cantrell.
She's over in a different building with her computer taken apart, so she'll come over when she can.
When she can, okay. Babs Cherno.
They know Babs, Cooper, or Trey.
They're neither Babs nor Cooper. Trey Jones. Tammy Browning.
I'm here, yeah, and I like college basketball, specifically UK, University of Kentucky basketball. Oh, somebody's applauding for me.
Jill Keena.
Good morning. I would have to say football.
Tanya Hardy.
Hello. I'm with DDA, and I am a football and basketball fan. And just to let you all know, the best football team is San Francisco 49ers, no matter what nobody else says.
I didn't catch
San Francisco.
Oh, okay.
Tanya Jones.
I would, Tanya Jones with DDA East. I would say I like to watch cheer competitions, but if I want to be in a conversation with my son and husband, it's football.
Carla Goodman.
I'm here. My name is Carla Goodman. I'm with DDA in West, and college basketball and I like football too. So it's a strong tie for that.
All right, so anyone else who's on the call who I haven't called your name, if you could identify yourself.
Hello, I'm Crystal Hicks with Emory Valley Center.
Thank you, Crystal. Anyone else who on the call who hasn't already been identified? Okay, thank you everyone for letting us know your favorite sport. That's very interesting. Okay, so the next item on the agenda was to be the approval of the meeting minutes from May 6th. However, I was very tardy in getting my edits to Jenna, so she was not able to get those out to people. So I think that we will wait and we'll postpone the approval of those minutes to the November meeting, and then we'll approve both those minutes and the minutes from today's meeting. So now we'll move along to the statewide updates. Jenna and Seth, what's going on?
To go along with the minutes, I will say, in accordance with the Less is More Act, which passed, the meeting is being recorded and has to be put online within 2 business days. So we'll work on the minutes, obviously, but if anybody wants to relive the entirety from start to finish of the meeting, they can at any point. So.
Okay, nice. All right, so we've covered that. All right.
I just need 2 more conflict of interest forms. Chrissy and Carrie, if you all could please sign those and send those back to me. We actually have an internal auditing team that looks for those records, and I need those from each of you. But thank you for everyone else who has gotten those over to me. That's very helpful. And that was just the conflict of interest forms that updated the new DDA logo, agency name. For the end of year funding remaining, I still have 1 agency that I am waiting to process, and then 1 agency who is not correct, so they're going to be resubmitting their claim. So with the exception of those 2, sorry, our lunch order is on the way. But the exception of those 2 agencies, everyone else has been processed and finalized, and we have a total of 55 cents left remaining for fiscal year 24-25. So that's less than $1. I think we're still good. And then, yeah. Yes. And I apologize to all of those agencies who have had a difficult time this year. You have not been alone. I do not know why this has been such a difficult year. I'll just say I'm glad I'm not trying to go out on maternity leave this year. Leave it to someone else to deal with. Because I would have been freaking out if this was happening last year. We've just seen some different challenges across the board. And on one hand, it's really good. I'm able to familiarize myself with different situations, but it has been a little bit of a headache for a couple of different agencies for whatever reason. So they're all kind of different. It's not like something across the board, but anyway. Then the only other thing I wanted to mention is that your regional coordinators will probably be reaching out to you this fall. I know this is kind of an early announcement, but just to get it on your radar, we will start scheduling programmatic reviews for the end of this year, first of next year, to get those on the calendar. Yeah. That's all I have.
I think we just did it.
We did just do it.
Okay, wow.
Anybody's feeling the volunteer spirit, certainly be calling you up.
Yep, that's right.
Yeah, it's a good thing to do. Obviously I've done several of them in, how long? Since 1992, I've been on the.
Wow.
So it's a good way to really find out how the program works. Okay, so Crystal, you have a report from the Policy and Procedures Committee?
I do, and Jenna may have, I don't know if you have these definitions that you're able to screen share. We met last week, and you all probably remember not long ago we created new categories and definitions for education and tuition, funeral and end of life, and service animals. And so those definitions have been approved, and they're in the rules and all that. That part of it is done. Now we are talking about the appropriate and non-appropriate sheet that is used for training purposes. And the Policy and Procedures Committee talked last week and came up with some appropriate and non-appropriate definitions that we wanted to share for the council's approval. The first one, Jenna's got it on the screen. It's education, homeschool, and tuition. So appropriate would be homeschool programs, curriculum, supplies, educational materials, and electronic devices necessary for homeschooling that are not covered by other funding sources. Additionally, it encompasses fees for participation in community learning programs, tutoring services, and alternative classroom instruction. Graduation-related expenses, senior dues, such as the cost of cap and gown, required graduation activities, and diploma issuance are also included if applicable. So those are some examples of things that would be appropriate. And then for not appropriate, I'll come back to that top line in just a minute, but if you'll look at the paragraph below that, benefits associated with homeschool programs are exclusively available to individuals actively receiving family support. These benefits do not extend to family members or children outside of this group. In cases where a parent is required to accompany a participant to an activity, the local council may authorize reimbursement for the parent's membership or ticket. However, expenses related to school photos, class rings, and elective events are not eligible for reimbursement. So we talked about, when you talk about homeschooling, a lot of times you're doing things as an entire family, but as a family support program, we're not reimbursing the cost for the whole family to do homeschooling. It's just for the individual receiving family support funds. And then let's look at the highlighted question there, those receiving Tennessee Education Freedom Scholarship Program funding. So that is the new choice funding program. And so our question was more for Seth. Our assumption is that individuals will not be able to receive Tennessee Freedom Scholarship funding and also reimbursement from family support for education funding, but we just needed some clarification on that issue. Any questions, comments? Seth, if you want to weigh in on the Freedom Scholarship.
I think with the voucher program that was passed, in reality, we wouldn't need to duplicate what was already provided by the state, but it's not a supported setting that would not make you eligible. So obviously, you might not be getting homeschool if it's already covered by this. So I don't see anything though that would make it an issue to receive both. For instance, though, if the voucher is being used for homeschool expensing, but I think it's mostly for like private school and those kind of enrollments. We wouldn't want to duplicate the exact same expenditure. Carrie, I see your hand up, and you might have a lot more information about this, but I don't see anything particularly that would prevent us from providing funding to somebody who's also receiving that funding.
As long as it is not for the same expense.
Yeah.
Okay. Carrie, you had your hand up?
Yeah, I kind of raised my hand prematurely, but I did have a thought. So my only thing with that is, right, private schools they don't have to provide IDEA services for students with disabilities. So I would hate to use family support funds for a private school when they don't have to support that child with a disability the way that our Tennessee public schools do. That's my only thing that I hope we take into consideration before we allow funds to be used for private schools.
I do think though that this would be for the family, for school supplies, things like that. They would just be using a voucher, I guess, to go to a private school potentially. But sorry, I see multiple hands.
I think Carrie, I don't know much about this voucher. My only thing would be, as family support program administrators, it's not up to us to tell a parent where their child should be schooled. And if a private school situation is the best for that individual, it's not our responsibility to tell them no because they don't offer. But I don't know. I mean, that's just kind of off the top of my head where I.
No, I mean, I don't think we should tell a parent where to send their kid either, but I don't think that we should put funds towards something that's not going to provide disability services, or they're not required to provide disability services in that educational setting. And I just see Christy has her hand raised. She might have more info. I don't know, but that's just my thought.
All right, Christy, I think you were the next one with your hand up.
Hey, I wanted to. Oh, sorry. Christy or Chrissy?
Christy Hood.
Okay.
I don't have anything additional on that to add. However, I do have the question on the graduation related expenses. Are those just for individuals that are homeschooled, or does this apply across the board to those that are in public schools or private schools as well?
This would be across the board.
Okay.
This is educational for any of our family support recipients.
The only thing I might want to clarify that, because it starts out with homeschool programs. So initially looking at it, me personally, I just looked at it as, okay, this is for homeschool, only applies in the homeschool situation. It may just be me, and everyone else might not agree.
You're probably right. We probably should have started with reading the definition of that category, which I think clarifies, what all that category is used for. This is just the appropriate and not appropriate. So we're not changing the definition of what the category can be used for. We're just clarifying some appropriate expenses. But yes, I see what you're saying, that it starts with homeschool.
I'm just rearranging it a little bit to see if that changes the way it reads.
Well, while Jen's doing that, just to read the definition that was approved, education tuition services are those related to educational materials purchased for school-related activities of the person with a disability, including homeschooling materials, tuition for school for the person with a disability, and academic tutoring for the person with a disability. So this is like an addendum almost to try to give more specifics. Is what we've been doing with each of those service definitions.
So I just moved it around. Does that look more?
There's a double curriculum.
Curriculum.
Oh, and supplies. I hate doing editing and writing when people watch me, so I'm doing that as well.
Christy Tankersley, you've got your hand up.
Hey, I wanted to add about the private school thing. So Crystal, as you know, we have quite a few that do private school that are on family support that we help with. And they are, so in Chattanooga, we have several schools that provide specific services for students with disabilities. Chattanooga Christian, Skyuka Hall, Silverdale, I'm forgetting one, I feel like. But anyway, so we would really like to keep that in so that we can continue helping those families because, for example, Skyuka is, I think, $18,000, and the voucher is only $7,000.
Yeah, so, and I think Silverdale is 14 or 16,000 or something. Yeah, they're very expensive programs.
The voucher is $7,000. Doesn't, as far as I know, there's no private school in Chattanooga that covers that $7,000. So
not for the special ed programs.
Yes. So I wanted to point that out because that is something that would greatly affect our folks if you said that students could not receive both, because a lot of our families are. Okay. I just wanted to.
We are not. So Steph just read the definition that has already been voted and approved on, and tuition is listed there. So that's not changing.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Thank you.
If you say they can't be overlapping, could they assist with tuition and tuition?
Yeah, the only thing I'd be worried about is a fraud situation. But I mean, if it's supplemental, I don't see that as an issue either. Anything preventing that.
Misty in the chat asked for further clarification on appropriate supplies. What does the word supplies mean? Pencils, paper, clothing. I guess like uniforms and school clothes could be considered school supplies. Does anyone have a thought to weigh in there?
We also have this section for specialized clothing. I don't know if that would fall more under education, homeschool and tuition, or specialized clothing. We could look at that definition.
Specialized clothing is like tied to medical stuff, right?
Yeah, I think specialized clothing is more adaptive clothing, not necessarily school specific.
It says may be necessary for individuals who, due to their disability, need larger or smaller clothes than generally available, need clothing with more reinforcement than generally available, need clothing with fasteners other than what is generally available, etc. Which I suppose if they need the clothing because they need a uniform for school or something, you could put that into that, but it's not, it could be different. You know, like you could have a school uniform, but not necessarily need specialized clothing, I guess.
So is that a yes?
And try to hem something in, but not kick out other things that you might want to provide.
Right, and I think remember too that this is not an all-encompassing definition. These are just examples of appropriate and not appropriate expenditures. Pam asked, "What do you mean when you say overlapping services?" Pam, I think he was referring to the voucher, the school tuition voucher, which is has a $7,000 cap. So you wouldn't want to have a student receiving $7,000 from that voucher and then another, $3,000 from family support, but their school tuition is only $7,000. So they would actually be getting an extra $3,000 there that is provided elsewhere. We don't want to pay for something that has already been paid for by the state in another way.
And I know that seems self-evident, but just something. But if it turned out to be supplementary, they're receiving $7,000, they need extra funds, like Christy mentioned. I don't see anything that would prevent that.
Right. So if total tuition was $17,000, but the voucher is only $7,000, family support could provide additional funds.
Unless y'all didn't want to. But I'm just saying that there's nothing to prevent that in any case.
Yeah. Christy mentioned they usually pay directly to the school to prevent that overlap. That's a good idea. Thank you,
Sure.
Christy. So any other questions or comments about the school tuition education, appropriate and not appropriate? I'm not seeing any hand. Christy, your hand is up. Is that just still from earlier, or do you have another?
Sorry, that's from earlier. I'll
okay, thank you.
Jenna, can you just, I'm sorry, Crystal.
Go ahead.
Jenna, can you read what you've done for the appropriate, not appropriate, and then we can have the council members vote on this section. I think we should take each section separately.
Yes, that's what I was going to ask. Thank you, Errol.
Appropriate examples under education, homeschool, and tuition are supplies, curriculum, homeschool programs, educational materials, and electronic devices necessary for traditional education, homeschooling, what should I say, and homeschooling, that are not covered by other funding sources. Additionally, it encompasses fees for participation in community learning programs, tutoring services, and alternative classroom instruction, graduation-related expenses, senior dues such as the cost of cap and gown, required graduation activities, and diploma issuances are also included if applicable. Those receiving Tennessee Education Freedom Scholarship Program funding would be eligible if the services were not overlapping with the family support services. Under not appropriate examples, we have benefits associated with homeschool programs that are exclusively available to individuals actively receiving family support. These benefits do not extend to family members or children outside of this group. In cases where a parent is required to accompany a participant to an activity, the local council may authorize reimbursement for the parent's membership or ticket. However, expenses related to school photos, class rings, and elective events are not eligible for reimbursement.
Thank you for those changes, Jenna. Errol, do you mind doing the roll call vote?
We'll do that.
For this section? Thank you.
Rebecca?
Yes.
Crystal?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
I vote yes. Chrissy?
Yes.
Diana?
Yes.
Lynette?
Yes.
Edward?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Yolanda?
Yes.
And Shannon?
Yes.
Okay. All right, that's been unanimously approved. Go ahead, Crystal, with the next.
Jenna, do you care to share the next section, which is funeral and end of life expenses?
Sure. Do you all see those on your screen?
No, we still see just the camera. Or I do anyway. Maybe it's.
I can see
The
it.
camera.
Oh, I see it now.
Okay.
I was clicked on the wrong thing.
I was like, what camera?
I was just seeing the room. Okay, so this, again, this is not the definition. This is just an addendum and an example of what would be appropriate and not appropriate funeral and end-of-life costs. Under appropriate funeral services, cremation, interment, costs associated with producing death certificates, transfer of remains, casket or urn, burial plot, marker or headstone, clergy, funeral ceremony, funeral home equipment, or staff for the person with a disability. Again, we're not going to pay for a family member's funeral expenses. This is specifically the person with a disability. And then not appropriate would be additional services related to end-of-life arrangements, such as floral arrangements, clothing, and similar items are not included as covered funeral end-of-life costs. Additionally, expenses for publishing death announcements in local newspapers are not eligible for coverage. All right. Any questions?
Just noting the service definition, a lot of this is mirrored here as well. It says the funeral end-of-life cost services are those related to end-of-life arrangements for the person with a disability if that person passed away during the fiscal year in which they were approved for other family support services. Such approved services are related specifically to necessary costs for end-of-life arrangements, including burial expenses, caskets, and cremation services for the person with a disability. Additional services related to end-of-life arrangements, such as floral arrangements, clothing, etc., are not included as funeral end-of-life costs. So a number of these are already part of the definition as well, just expanded a bit here.
And one thing that we did note in our discussion last week was that, funeral expenses are astronomical. And when we're talking about a person who has already been approved for family support funds, and then they pass away during that year, they're not going to have enough money left in their family support approved funds to pay for a whole funeral. This is just what we can contribute toward. We're not going to pay toward an obituary in the newspaper, but we can pay funds toward other funeral and end-of-life expenses that may come up. Any questions? I'm not seeing any hands raised. Thoughts, suggestions? Regina?
Yeah, not just a comment, like we do for schools, and we pay the schools directly for private schools for tuition and stuff. Here at Emory Valley Center, we do pay the funeral company directly, so they can actually just send the bill, and then we can pay them directly, so it doesn't overlap with other services that may be covered through life insurance or whatever. We don't necessarily reimburse the family for expenses that they paid, but we get the bill directly from the place that is conducting the funeral.
That's great. Thank you for noting that, Regina. That's good practice. All right, Errol, do you mind doing a roll call vote for this section?
All right, Rebecca?
Yes.
Crystal?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
I vote yes. Chrissy?
Yes.
Diana?
Yes.
Lynette?
Yes.
Edward?
Yes.
Katie,
Yes.
Carrie,
Yes.
Yolanda,
Yes.
Shannon.
Yes.
Okay, once again, thank you, everybody. Crystal.
All right. Thank you, Earl. The last section to talk about is service animals. Now, you guys may remember our service animal definition was really thought through very well. So this is just an addendum to that. It is not replacing the service animal definition. The appropriate and not appropriate. So appropriate would be dogs or miniature horses that meet the service definitions: food, veterinarian care, training, insurance, and the purchase of the animal. Not appropriate would be emotional support animals, including dogs, and any other animals outside of a dog or miniature horse are not considered appropriate. So real simple and to the point here, the service animal definition is pretty comprehensive. So we didn't feel like it needed much in the addendum. So does anyone have questions? I don't have the original definition in front of me, but if someone has that, welcome to read that.
I think Seth has it pulled up here. Just a second, just for
just so we have that.
We'll have it on. Oh well, shoot, he doesn't have it on this one. We don't have that pulled up. Let me see if I can find it really quick.
Regina, you've got a question while we're waiting on that definition?
Yeah, I thought that the purchase of the animal was not included because you can purchase an animal and then try to get it trained to be a service animal. And sometimes that doesn't work out, that they can be an appropriate service animal. So I thought we were taking the cost of the animal off the table until maybe after it was completely trained. I just need some clarity on that one.
Yeah, that's a good point. I think when we talked about it last week, we were thinking the initial purchase of an animal that is trained. But yes, you're right, because you can purchase an animal and then do the training later.
Clarify that in the statement.
Let's read the definition and then.
Hold on a second. I've got it pulled up. Just a second.
Because an animal wouldn't necessarily it wouldn't be a service animal until after it has been trained to fit the definition.
Yep, you are correct. Yes.
Okay, hold on. This is our service animal definition that was approved. Service animal services under the Family Support Program are for the training and or cost for a service animal for the use by the person with a disability, as the term service animal is defined pursuant to the law of the Code of Federal Regulations, which is any dog that is individually trained to do work or perform tasks for the benefit of an individual with a disability, including physical, sensory, psychiatric, intellectual, or other mental disability. As further noted in the law, other species of animals, whether wild or domestic, trained or untrained, are not service animals for the purposes of this definition. Further, the work or task performed by a service animal must be directly related to the individual's disability, and therefore this service does not include cost for an animal obtained for the crime deterrent effects of an animal's presence, or the provision of emotional support, well-being, comfort, or companionship. If a miniature horse, as defined by federal law, meets the same criteria as provided above, a local council may consider approval of services for the miniature horse.
Thank you for that, Jenna. So it sounds like purchase of the animal is included in our original definition, but we probably should clarify that under the appropriate section that that's included after the animal is actually a service animal. Carla in the chat said that not all animals make it, that an animal may be purchased for training and then not actually become a service animal. Rebecca, did you have a question? I see your hand up.
Yeah, I actually have a little insight to this because we bought our dog from Highlands Canine Training Center, and they were training dogs, and they met Thomas's needs by the individual dogs that they were training. So when we bought it, it was included with the training that we get the dog. So it was, I'll tell you how much it was. It came to a total of about $18,000. What we did was fundraise for the 18 months while the dog was in training. And at some point during that, they matched him to his individual dog, and then he was brought to it. So it was included in the price. So I just want to make sure that anybody who does go through a program like Highlands Canine, that they're not having to exclude any amounts. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. So a program like that, when you purchase the animal, it's the training and the animal all in one cost.
Yes, it was.
And I think based on what Carla mentioned in the chat is that some people do a program like that, and then there's you can take a dog or purchase a dog separately and then take it to be trained to meet a service animal requirement, and not all dogs make it through that program. And so what we're saying is we're not going to pay for a dog until it meets the training criteria. Thank you for that change, Jenna. Thanks, Rebecca, for that insight.
I just jotted something down to reflect what I think you all are trying to say. So if you want that adjusted any further, just let me know.
Dogs are miniature horses that meet the service definitions: food, veterinary care, training, insurance, and purchase of the animal. After verification, the animal meets training criteria described in the service definition. That's great. Thank you. Any other questions or comments on service animals? Okay, thanks everyone. Errol, do you mind doing, this is the last section, if we can vote on this?
Okay. Rebecca?
Yes.
Crystal?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
Errol, yes. Chrissy?
Yes.
Diana?
Yes.
Lynette?
Yes.
Edward?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Yolanda?
Yes.
Shannon?
Yes.
All right, once again, unanimous vote. Thank you, Crystal. Anything else
Thank you.
from the committee?
That is all from the Policy and Procedure Evaluations Committee. Thank you, everyone.
All right, thank you, Crystal. Chrissy, Public Awareness, Training and Nominations Committee.
Yes. So I am excited to report that we have a very small amount to discuss today. I know we discussed we did meet on July 27th. It was short and sweet. We looked at the new brochure. We were all very favorable. All of the comments were very favorable. We loved the new photos, the updated photos that actually reflected some of our families that are receiving family support, and Jenna's sharing that. We all felt it looked wonderful. We liked the color contrast, the way things were broken up. It was very appealing to the eye. So we just wanted to let you all see that today and see if you saw anything, had any comments.
This is version 10. For the record, the sweet guy in our IT team, he has been so great to work with. I don't know he would say the same about me because I've had so many requests and back and forth, but I do think that this looks really nice. This is page 1, and then this would be page 2. And like Chrissy said, we did verify the photos used here are people who are currently receiving the family support funds or have previously received family support funds. We have the QR codes. We've revised our language to include the italics and the bold to make it really clear who is and who is not allowed to receive services through the program. We even have our new service definitions, education, tuition, end-of-life, funeral, expensive, service animal are all included here under the how family support can help section.
Are you able to zoom in a little bit?
I can, I think. So here's the front page.
Okay.
And everyone's checked their phone numbers because I accidentally printed a brochure with it.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of changes, and that's a good point. For the agencies on the phone, please do one more look over for your agency to make sure your agency name is listed correctly, that your phone number, your extension, your counties are right. I'm pretty sure that we have achieved that, but we would be printing a lot of these brochures, so if it's wrong, we're not going to correct it after the fact. It's gonna be up to you to make sure that your phone number and your information is correct.
Yeah, I think last time, Paysetters asked for its phone number to be updated
I think
to the main line.
Or developmental services, they also, did that one get, I think that's right though.
We had a lot of, I can't tell, there are
You had a
probably
lot of
10
correct-
different requests.
Oh, okay,
We
yeah.
had a lot of different
Lot of
requests that I
corrections.
would just have him do without even bringing it to this
Mhm,
council
okay.
because it was just stuff to update. So we have our QR codes, we have the DDA main line here, we have the family support website. And then
Yeah.
state coordinator and regional coordinator contact here. So I think people will be able to get in touch with us if needed.
Yep.
Any other questions about that? Start seeing what's in our budget for printing. All right.
Not cheap, is it?
Okay, so I have that. Okay. The other thing that I have to report on is just our quarterly report, which, as I shared earlier, is not in its final, hang on, I gotta get this thing to share. I'm working with 3 screens over here, so y'all just give me a second.
You're doing the share window now?
I am. That's another learning curve.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the state council report. It looks like we are going to have all funds spent, like I shared earlier. This is not the final report. Right now, with the agencies who have been completed and processed in their accurate state, we have 55 cents remaining. This report is not going to reflect that information, but we have some information that might be valuable. I don't see changing a whole lot. For example, our waiting list, it looks like we have around 391 people who are on the waiting list. That could change slightly, but I don't see that changing a ton. We have served 4,862 people. It looks like our highest served service is respite, followed by personal assistance, and then transportation, which looks pretty typical for the program. Again, those numbers might vary a little bit, but once this is revised and available, I'll send out the copy of this with the summary that I normally provide everyone. And it looks like for the service, the disabilities, autism continues to be the highest served disability. We have intellectual disability behind that, followed by health impairment, and then developmental delay just right behind health impairment, with 14% of people having an intellectual disability and 86% having a severe or developmental disability other than an intellectual disability. So, any questions about that report, or are y'all good to just receive the revised copy when it's available? Okay, that's all I have.
All right, that's good. Anything else, Chrissy?
Thankfully, that is all from the committee this time.
Okay, okay, very nice. Good work on the brochure, looking good. So thank you for all of your work on that. And I don't think we need to vote on anything to do with that. So let's move along to any regional activities and updates. Let's start with the West.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we get to go first. Yay! Everything is going good. We're still recruiting. However, I do have a new district member to present for voting in District 7. Kim, are you on the line? I saw her earlier. Kim Boyd, are you still on the line? She must have got off. We have Kim Boyd from District 7 to present for a council member. Kim is an adopted parent and is a passionate advocate with over 20 years of experiences with disability and aging field. She has served in the role including ISC coordinator, crisis clinician, ombudsman, and currently works for a ECF Choices program with the state of Tennessee for the MCOs. She's an appointed government member of Tennessee Council on Developmental Disability since 2022. Kim also serves on the local and district council for family support. Her lived experience raising a teenage son with autism and complex medical needs deeply informs her working week, her time. In her free time, Kim enjoys volunteering for the church council team and proudly supporting her son as a marching band mom. Her favorite quote is, "If you can't help them, then at least don't hurt them." And there we have Kim Boyd as council member for District 7.
Okay, so we vote on that.
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Wait a second. Make a note here. Okay. Rebecca?
Yes.
Crystal?
Yes.
Amanda?
Yes.
I say yes. Chrissy?
Yes.
Diana?
Yes.
Lynette?
I think she stepped out.
Edward?
Yes.
Katie?
Yes.
Carrie?
Yes.
Yolanda?
Yes.
Shannon?
Yes.
Okay, so, but she's not, Kim's not on the line?
She was. I don't see her anymore.
Okay, all right, well, we'll have to welcome her next meeting.
Yeah, we'll present her approval from the council to Commissioner Turner, and then I'll send her an official welcome letter if he agrees. And so far, I have not seen him disagree, so.
Okay. And would she need to do a new conflict of interest or no?
Yeah, I'll send all that to her, Tanya, whenever I send her the welcome packet with the guidelines and all that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank
Okay. Anything else?
No, we have
Mention?
nothing. We have nothing else going on currently. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Tammy?
Want me to go? Well, on May the 15th, our family support coordinators were able to visit Kramer Davis, and then we enjoyed a lunch together. So that was a good tour and very informative. And then I just wanted to give some accolades to Shay, our new coordinator. She with the ARCA Williamson, she's been dealing with a lot of difficult situations for a brand new coordinator, and I think she's doing a great job. So just wanted to give her a shout out today and tell her to hang in there. And anything that District 4 wants to report, I'll let Amanda.
I can't think of anything right now. I was just getting a message back from Miss here. And she doesn't.
Okay, nothing. How about you, Errol? I can't think of anything with District 5 that's new.
Except for Shay.
Well, right.
Who says, thank you, Tammy?
Oh, okay. You're welcome. And then Chrissy, what about District 6? Since we still need members, anybody knows in the South Central area, Columbia area, we need district members.
Yes.
Other than that, everything's going well.
Chrissy, I think,
Yes.
I can't remember the specifics about it, but you were part of a program recently, is that correct? Am I remembering that correctly?
Which one?
Yeah, there you go, okay.
Yeah.
All right, I meant to make a note of it and I forgot, but I think you made a presentation. Okay. We know that Chrissy does good work, so.
Yeah, with Tennessee Voices, maybe, was that it? Something with him?
We did. Elena was selected to go to DC with Kaboom to talk and meet with legislators about inclusive play. So playgrounds that are inclusive. So we met with a lot of our members, legislators across the United States on that. And then we recently participated in a mock session for in case we were contaminated with radioactive things. We participated with the Department of Health as well as with the Council on Developmental Disabilities over in the Chattanooga area to go through that and be the representation of kind of give the lens of disability. So if you were going through one of the crisis centers for being decontaminated, making sure that they were thinking about disabilities, or as they call it, access and functional needs, and just bringing the family voice and the disability lens to that. So those are two of the big things that we've been part of lately.
Excellent, thank you. Anything else from middle?
No, that's it for middle.
Okay, east?
Jill and myself, we got to attend the quarterly East Tennessee Choices Coordination meeting a couple weeks ago and talk about the program. And they do those quarterly meetings, and it was an honor to get asked to attend and speak on that. There was a lot of other presenters for different other services there as well. So I think we might be invited to go back maybe in October. I don't, maybe. Anyway, so that was an honor to get to tell them about Family Support Program, and there's several questions that we had. So hopefully, there'll be an influx of people. And then we are still looking for a chair for District 2. The chairperson, she's ready. She's served a while and she's ready to step out. So we're still working on getting a new chairperson. And I think that may be it. District 1, 2, or 3, do you have any other updates you would like to include?
As far as District 1 is concerned, I know that we are working with the on our Able Festival with ARC of Washington County. That is scheduled to be September 27th from 10 to 2. We're heavily working on vendors and, making sure that we have lots of publicity going on for that. So I know that's an event that we're all looking forward to, and feel free to share that across the board. I was going to try to see if I could include the flyer somewhere in the chat. I don't know if it'll allow me to do it though.
Thank you for that, Rebecca. Regina, do you or Christy have anything to add? If not, that's all for the East.
Yeah, I mean, this is Virginia with Emory Valley Center. We're just diligently working on approving files and getting funding for the families that need it, and yeah, allocating funding and getting it spent.
Hey, it's Christy at Orange Grove, District 3. No updates. We are starting the new year. We're also going to be looking for some new council members this year in some of our counties and trying to build up our council. That's it.
Good. Thank you for all of that. Okay, so we have an opportunity for just general comments from anyone, either in the room or remotely. Anything anyone else wants to mention, bring to the attention of the State Council? I will say that the Tennessee Disability Coalition is rolling out a series of what do we want to call it? They asked a number of people to comment on the Americans with Disabilities Act, which on July 26th of this year was the 36th year, was approved in 1990, 35th year for the ADA, and they wanted to try to create what they called an oral history of what it meant for different people to have the ADA come in place for their lives. So they're rolling it out. If you go to tndisability.org, I think there's a banner. Carrie, you may be able to better tell people how to get it, but I think that there's a banner that you can click, or there's a section you can click on the ADA, and they're rolling them out on Wednesdays. So there's a general, the first one is out and describing what they hope to accomplish with the oral histories. And I think the first person will be rolling out tomorrow. I think they're doing it every Wednesday. Carrie, am I correct about that?
Yeah, thank you, Errol. I will put the link in the chat for it. This week will be the third episode to be rolled out. The first one was Donna and Carol giving just a general overview on what they were doing for the oral history report. And then the first week was Stephanie Brewer Cook, who is the Knoxville ADA coordinator. And then you'll have to get on the link on Thursday and find out who they are putting on there this week. But I'll put the link in the chat. Thank you.
Okay, so I just wanted to mention that. Anyone else have anything they want to bring to the attention of the council? Okay, so this was a incredibly short meeting.
Last time it was like 6 hours.
Seth just pointed this out. Amanda started her term as the vice chair on
At the August meeting in 23, which seems
like yesterday.
yes.
I know, it is that time.
And it is a 2-year term. You can be in the position for a second term. I guess I probably should have announced it last time, but looking at, I know this, I'm jumping on your topic.
Yeah,
but I brought up the stuff just to look over for this topic, and I did notice that. So
okay, that's good.
Can we ask
Well,
Amanda if she'd be willing to do a second term?
You put her on the spot.
Or are we jumping again?
Okay, well, all this information should be brought to the attention of the Public Awareness Training and Nomination Committee.
Okay.
Chrissy, that'll give your committee something to talk about. And I just wanted to mention that pretty soon, because we see how quickly these things turn around, I will have completed my second term as chair, which means that I can't be chair anymore. So I want people to be thinking about putting their names in nomination. I think you can do this by sending your name to Jenna or Chrissy or both, because I'd like to see a slate of people stepping up. It's not particularly difficult to do, and you should have a reasonable sense of what it's about if you listen to me. So, you know, a little sense of, Robert's rules of order, when you need to have motions and seconds, when you don't need to have motions and seconds if things come from committees. So at any rate, be thinking about that. I think we've had a number of folks who are quite good at bringing up points. I think that there are several folks who are currently on the council who would make good chairs, and we could have Amanda's willing to put her name in nomination, and other people who think that they might be a good vice chair, they could put their names in nomination too, and then we could have a slate. See, that would be good. A little friendly competition, like I said. So anyway, I did want to mention that. So please be thinking about that, and if you're willing to have your name in nomination for either of these positions, be thinking. Let Jenna or Chrissy know about it.
And
yes.
Well, first I just want to say, I think this is somehow I've linked and I've been involved with the program for 7 years now. This is an amazing council and group of people, and I feel very blessed for myself to get to work with y'all and for the department and the program. So there are a lot of really good people who have stepped up taking roles, and some people who have stepped up as just council members without taking roles yet. And so there's a lot of opportunity there. And as Errol mentioned, I just want to go through the 4 positions and when the timing is. For Errol, he actually was approved for a second term as chair just a couple months ago in February. However, his second term as a council member is over on February 7th, 26. So obviously a person who's not a council member can still remain as the chair. So we are going to need a new chair starting in the February meeting. So please get that information over to Jenna if you're interested, because that probably needs to start making its way for consideration for prior to the February meeting, or maybe even in the November meeting, to move through the committee, be voted on, so that that person can start in February. I'll also note there are 2 committee chairs who are doing an amazing job. Chrissy, her first chair, or her first, let's see, she was voted into her second term as chair on February 4th, 25. So that will go until 27. Thankfully, Crystal started in her position last August, so that'll go till August 26. And then unfortunately, which we had brought this up earlier, but Amanda's first term as vice chair expires today. And so, or actually 2 days from now, technically. So if you were able to preside over the meeting as vice chair, that was your first term. You can do a second term as vice chair, but anybody who's interested in that position, including Amanda, who are remain interested in keeping that position, please get that information over to Jenna to also be considered. So I think in the November meeting, Christy, I think that will be in your committee. We'll be looking at both a vice chair and the chair position. Does that make sense to everybody? That's a lot of random dates.
Got it. Yeah.
I do know, Carrie, did you have your hand up?
Sorry, I was
Thought you
trying.
might.
Yeah, I did for a second. I put something in the chat. This is not about committee positions by any means. It is just the American Association of People with Disabilities through Rev Up. It's Register, Educate, Vote, Use Your Power. They just put out their Disability Voting Rights Week toolkit this week. So I put that in the chat if anybody wants to look at it. It's a really good resource for people who work with people with disabilities and people with disabilities on your rights to vote as a person, as an individual.
So what I hear is by putting your hand up, you volunteered to be the new chair moving forward.
Me?
Right? If you are interested, though, reach out to Jen.
Okay. All right. Very good. So,
What did she say?
I said I'm glad my camera was off.
Did you make a face?
No, I would not do that.
I can hear it. You can hear the face, right?
Okay. All right. So our next meeting, and this is important for your calendars, will be on Wednesday, November 5th of 2025. So that any election that might be going on that Tuesday, people won't have to skip our important meeting so they can exercise their important franchise to be able to vote. So that's going to be Wednesday, November 5th, 2025. Same time, same bat station. Okay. All right. Anything else to be brought to the attention of the council? Shannon, I hope you enjoyed your first full council
did
meeting.
very much.
I know you were on the committee meeting the other day. By the way, you may have noticed that I was remarkably silent during that meeting.
I did comment to Jenna about that.
And that was because I had, when I tried to log in, it told me that I didn't have, I had a very old version of the what's it called?
Microsoft Teams.
Microsoft, yeah. And so I had to do the new one, and it was different, and I think I finally, at the very end, managed to get my microphone working. But
I told Tammy I thought that. I had a sneaky suspicion because you looked like you just.
But at any rate,
Well, there's probably
Crystal-
a new version of Teams that's come out since last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I noticed up there, the people's names were all blue at one point, and I don't know why that was. I thought that was.
It's a new bug they'll fix next week.
Yeah, it does.
Well, so that's, so I realized that I was saying things and people were not paying any attention.
Sorry, Errol.
But that was okay. Crystal did a magnificent job of running that meeting, and she really didn't need my input.
You could have talked to us.
I thought about that, but that's not my,
Forte.
that's not,
That's her preferred communication.
that's, by the time I would have had it typed up, we would have been on to another
Oh.
subject. So.
Errol, I will be honest, I did not notice that you were trying to speak and we were ignoring you. I apologize for that. But also, you guys know I can't handle awkward silences. I'm just gonna, I'll just fill the silence.
All right. Okay. So with that, thank you everyone for your contributions to today's meeting, and we'll see you in November.
Thanks, everyone.
I'm trying to cut it back off in here, sorry. It's getting hot. That thing over there.
It's hot. It's changed remarkably.
And these buildings are either completely air conditioned or completely heated, and there's no in between.
I know.
Yeah, that's
Sorry.
right.
It's getting warm.
Yeah, it is.
I'm trying to cut it down.
Hey, Kim.
Yeah, I'm hoping I'm not right.
There's no in between for this room.
I can prove
Right.
it. What's that?
The
mileage reimbursement form?
Oh.
Is that,
Okay,
look at that big folder.
Yeah.
First came in here.
I have it, it's in there.
Cool.
Cool.
We like our little
But-
space. I mean, we're
You know,
looking
we
forward
have
to the new
little
building as well.
folks in here.
Yes.
We like our little.
Elaine's been playing with the.
You too.
Oh,
You too.
Yeah, she's been.
I'm not sure, like, we have that great national, the
Doesn't matter what you do, right?
No.
field offices.
Makes you
all
think
over
you're doing
also.
it.
You know how you say it's supposed to you.
So.
Yeah.
You decide.
Somebody, I don't know how they.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's,